Alright, let's dive into this because it's a story that's equal parts shocking, sad, and honestly, a little bit complicated. Perez Hilton, the celebrity blogger who dominated the gossip scene in the 2000s, has been hospitalized after a disturbing live stream where he appeared to be harming himself. Now, before we get into the details, I want to say this: mental health is no joke, and this situation is a stark reminder of how fragile things can be, even for someone who's lived so much of their life in the spotlight. Here's the hook: Perez Hilton, the guy who once made a career out of exposing others, is now at the center of his own public crisis. And it's not just about the live stream, it's about the bigger picture of fame, redemption, and the human cost of it all. So, what happened? According to reports, Perez was on a TikTok live stream where he appeared to be covered in blood and seemingly self-harming. Fans were quick to react, urging him to stop and even calling the police. The live stream was eventually taken down, but not before it sparked a massive wave of concern. TikTok later admitted that a moderator error caused a delay in removing the video, which, honestly, is a whole other conversation about the responsibilities of social media platforms. But let's stay focused on Perez for now. His family released a statement saying he's able to communicate, which is a small but significant silver lining. But here's what's really striking to me: they also mentioned how little information they've been given about his condition. That's a detail that immediately stands out. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just a celebrity story, it's a human story about privacy, mental health, and the limits of what we as an audience are entitled to know. Now, let's talk about Perez's past because it's impossible to separate this moment from his history. In the 2000s, he was notorious for his no-holds-barred approach to celebrity gossip. He gave celebrities cruel nicknames, outed people without their consent, and was accused of bullying by figures like Demi Lovato and Lady Gaga. Personally, I think what makes this really interesting is how Perez has tried to rebrand himself in recent years. In his 2020 memoir, he expressed regret for his past behavior, saying he never needed to be so mean. He even talked about finding God after a life-threatening hospitalization earlier this year for sepsis. And that's where things get even more layered. Perez's health has been a recurring theme in his life lately. Just a few months ago, he was hospitalized for 3 weeks, an experience he said brought him closer to God. He talked about feeling deep shame and regret for his past actions. Now, here he is again, in another crisis. What this really suggests is that redemption isn't a straight line. It's messy, it's ongoing, and sometimes it feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. One thing that immediately stands out to me is how public this all is. Perez built his career on exposing the private lives of others, and now his own struggles are playing out in the open. It's almost like the universe is serving him a dose of his own medicine, but in a way that's heartbreaking, not karmic. What many people don't realize is that the same platforms that amplify fame can also amplify pain. Social media doesn't just show us the highlights, it shows us the breakdowns, too. This raises a deeper question: what do we owe the people we've watched and judged for years? Perez Hilton isn't just a blogger, he's a person with a history, a family, and a mental health journey that's clearly far from over. From my perspective, this situation should make us all pause and reflect on how we consume celebrity news. Are we just here for the drama, or can we extend some empathy? Now, let's talk about TikTok's role in all this. A spokesperson said the livestream was flagged within minutes, but it still took too long to come down. That's a problem. Social media platforms have a responsibility to act faster, especially when someone's life might be at stake. But here's the thing: even if the video had been removed instantly, the damage was already done. Thousands of people saw it, and that's a reminder of how quickly things can spiral out of control online. What makes this really interesting is how Perez's own team and agency have responded. His talent agency, Golden Artists Entertainment, said they've been unable to reach him directly, which just adds another layer of complexity. It's like everyone's in the dark, and that's a feeling I think we can all relate to, that sense of helplessness when someone you care about is struggling, and you don't know how to help. So, where does this leave us? Personally, I think this story is a wake-up call. It's a reminder that the people we watch, judge, and sometimes even cancel a human beings with their own battles. Perez Hilton's journey from gossip king to someone seeking redemption to now this, it's a cautionary tale about fame, mental health, and the cost of living in the public eye. As we close this out, I want to leave you with a thought: how do we balance our curiosity with compassion? Perez's story isn't just about him, it's about all of us and how we treat each other in this digital age. So, the next time you see a headline or a live stream, take a moment to think about the person behind it. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to navigate this messy, complicated thing called life. Thanks for watching, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is one of those stories that's going to stay with me for a while, and I'd love to hear your perspective.